set my camera up. Let me get that all set up. Okay, we're back. I actually started a live video just a minute ago. Do we have volume? Please, somebody tell me that they can hear me. While we're waiting around, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. All right, so we're doing a live video today. It's a special day out here because what you're looking at, all right, everybody says it sounds good. We got a couple guys already watching. What we're looking at, how y'all doing, guys? Okay, Jeff, Sydney, A Hill, how's it going? Got it. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I can't see your comments up there. I'm filming this from my phone. What we got here is we got a 68 Mustang that's been in my shop a very long time. I'm going to go ahead and give you the backstory of it. Approximately 8 years ago, a guy named Frank had the car shipped to my shop from New Jersey. It was a very, very big fiasco. We've replaced everything from the inside of the firewall up is brand new. Everything. Brand new floors, complete. Brand new mini tubs, inner and outer fender wells, 2 quarter panels. I mean, we've replaced so much sheet metal on this thing, it's amazing. The car's all square and plumb. But we also did a lot of other stuff, and I'm going to show you that. But what makes this day a special day is after 7 years, I worked on this car for a year, and then we had to put a stop to it. After 7 years, we are actually going to put this car on the ground. This car has been on these wheels right here for 7 years. So it's going to actually sit on all 4 tires of its own after 7 years of being here. So we're going to go ahead and start by removing this crap. We're going to get that off of there. And then once I get it on to the situation that I want, we're going to go ahead and do a walk around of the car. So let me go ahead and get to work here. And I don't know if that's going to be, is that going to be tall enough? We're going to have to catch it by the sway bar. Yes, it is. Okay. So I got to take these mechanisms off that I made. Now, when I put those on there, we had just got done doing all of the rust repair on the front end and the rocker panel area. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab my camera. We're going to walk around, and I'm going to give you kind of an angle of what we did to this car before it went on this front tire steering bullshit. So let me grab my camera. And what we did is we completely replaced all of the sheet metal on the front. We replaced the inner and outer cowling. We replaced a complete brand new firewall. We replaced all this down here. Everything that's on this front end is brand new, everything. We replaced this section here. The car was T-boned right here very, very hard. T-boned extremely hard. That's what screwed this car up. I believe when the owner bought it, he actually bought it was a running car. And when he got the car, he didn't realize how bad it was. This thing was actually chopped, diced, and spliced to sell. So it was all jerry-rigged up in this section. The owner went ahead, I guess he went to the junkyard, and he supplied this section here from the junkyard. We had to replace this piece here, that's brand new. The rocker panel, I didn't replace the whole rocker panel, but I replaced from where my hand is up. And the only reason that had to be replaced is because it was crushed in this area. Then we went ahead and put a whole brand new floor in it. You can see that right there. So that was basically what we did to the car. And then once all that was done, we went ahead, me and my nephew Dylan, I'm sorry, we even put in torque boxes on this left and right. And those torque boxes were an extreme nightmare. If you're building a Mustang, beware. Bad torque boxes are out there. So what I'm going to do is, I had my nephew Dylan working for me when we got done with this fiasco and parked it out in the back. And we made this thing so we can literally roll it around because it didn't have no front suspension. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and take that off. We're going to put the front wheels on it. And then in 8 years, this thing will be sitting on its own 4 wheels. Now, before we put all this on here, and we're going to crawl up under the car on the back, we went ahead and put Total Control product suspension on the front. And you can see the upper and lower tubular control arm systems. We got the 1.5 or 2-inch drop springs with the QA1 shocks system. It's got Master Power brake, front and rear disc brakes. We got the Total Control product big block rack and that's a rack and pinion power steering. Very precise, very accurate. We just got done putting all that in as well. We put the cross brace in here. The owner will have to take that out when he puts the motor in. We also got all the steering linkage that we haven't put on yet. And that's Total Control products. And I'm going to go ahead and say something about this Total Control products. If you're building a Mustang and you want the best, I'm going to tell you right now, this stuff is the best. It's precise, it's accurate, it comes with everything. You can see, look at the accuracy on the parts that these guys supply. I mean, this upper control arm is just amazing. The lower control arm's the same way. We went ahead and put, I think that's 1.25 inch diameter sway bar on the front. So all this is brand new. Master Power brakes. Before you go buying Willwood or anything, any high-end stuff, check out Master Power brakes. That's what my friend Pete uses. And I've been using Master Power brakes for years and years. So I would recommend those over any other brakes. And you're going to save a lot of money as well, just to let you know. So I thought that we'd go live on this action because this is kind of a happy day for my friend Pete, that this car has actually been sitting in this spot right here for over a year on jack stands. The only time it came off the jack stands is when I took it into the paint booth to paint the underneath of the car, the engine compartment, and of course the inside. So let's go ahead and get to work. I got my chair over here. And I will say this has been a very short 8 years. And when I say short 8 years, it actually went pretty quick. That's kind of telling me that the older you get, the faster time goes. Remember that. But we're going to go ahead and take this off. And we've still got a lot of other work to do to it, but we're going to get this on the ground so we can move the car around. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that here. So there's that side of that monkey rig action right there. And I actually made this system here specifically for this car, so I really can't use it for nothing else. If I wanted to use these wheels and tires, these are actually off my rotisserie, and I never used them, and I ended up using them on this car to get it out of my shop and put it in the back. So the car sat at my shop in Dallas in the back for, I would say, 4 to 5 years. In the back, covered up. So we're going to go ahead and take this off. And once again, this is a happy day for my friend Pete. Very, very happy day. And if the owner's watching, I'm sure it's a happy day for him as well. Being that this is going to be going on the ground. And you can see what kind of action we got here. When I made this thing, I bolted these to the car, then I put this on there, welded it, so it would be a tight fit. So yeah, this is kind of a, there it comes right here. Okay, there we go. All right, it's off. Just looking at it like this, it's amazing. Amazing, people. If you look real close, you can see how long this thing's been on here. It started getting surface rust for being on there too long. So let me get this out of the way, and then we're going to get the tires on it, and then we're going to set it down so we can move it around. All right. Hang on 1 second, I'll be right back. Take a break. These are my roll-arounds that I put underneath the wheels to move the cars around in my shop. And those were actually part of my frame machine. And I got rid of my frame machine, but I kept these because I wanted to be able to do this. I got the lug nuts right here. Let me get all rigged up here. So I hope everybody's having a great day today. Maybe the body shop girl actually goes in for surgery a week from today. So we're all praying for her that it's going to be a good outcome. And I had to go buy these wheels at the junkyard in Grand Junction. And when I bought these wheels, these are just used wheels that were rolling around there off of a Ford Ranger pickup truck. And if you're putting disc brakes on your old Mustang and you want to, if you're putting disc brakes on your old Mustang and you're wanting to buy some rollers for it, you need to have Ford Explorer or Ford Ranger, wheels. But the junkyard guy, he was so nice that he actually gave me the tires for free. So, yeah, that was a pretty good deal. So then what I do is I take this, see, and then this will go under here, like that. And then we're going to go over to the other side and do the same thing. So this might be kind of a boring video, but to me it's an exciting video because this is a project we've been working on for 8 years. So if you want to click out of the video, I mean, I don't blame you, but just hang tight and we'll get this done so y'all can get back to work or whatever you were doing. Let me go ahead and pull that. I want to walk around. I want to show you all the suspension on this thing. And yeah, we'll do a quick walk around as soon as I get it on the ground. So let me finish this out, people. And I'm really excited to see this down on the ground. I'm really, really excited. So it's been a long 8 years, 7 years, 8 years. We're going to stick with 8 years because that's the closest that my memory will let me go to. Okay, that's not going to work. That's going to strip out. Okay. I don't want to strip out them new lug nuts on this. Now, go ahead and put this on here. So I went out bike riding this morning. Let me tell you a little story. I got a flat on my bicycle. I try to go bike riding every morning when the weather's nice, and I just got back into it after a long, cold winter. And so yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, I had a flat tire. So I got it back to my shop, and I got spare inner tubes. I got spare inner tubes, and I got spare parts. So I go ahead and change the inner tube out, and I'll be damned. I go downtown, I park my car downtown, and then I drive all the way out to the Colorado River on my bike. I ride my bike all the way out. It's like 8 miles or 6 miles, and I'll be damned if the inner tube didn't blow up. And you know where it blew up? Right where the stem is. So I had to call Minnie, the body shop girl, of course, at 7 o'clock this morning to come get me. And she came out and got me. So yeah, that really pissed me off. It really, really did. So there's that right there. Let's go ahead and jack this down. Now, when I put this down, I'm just letting everybody know this is the first time in 7 years that this car's been sitting on its own weight. Wasn't that exciting? Didn't that just make you burst a bubble and start saying hooray and thank you very much and a beautiful job my friend Pete did? Just from putting that down on its own suspension made this day a beautiful day. Let's go to the back. We're going to get the back put down on the ground, and then that way we'll be able to move this car around my shop, and I won't have to walk to my door every morning and look at that only. So we're going to get the car down on the ground, and then we are going to do a walk around and explain what we've done to this car in the last 8 years. I gotta go get my stand, so let me get this jacked up and we'll get the jack stands out of it. And then once we get, well, you know what? Before I do that, let's go ahead and get under the car. I want to show you the suspension that we put under there. Total Control Products. I think it's called Chassis Works is the name of the company, but they call it Total Control. We went ahead and put a 4-link suspension under this with coil over shocks. Amazing setup, and I want to show you that. Let's go ahead and get under there and take a look at it. So you're going to have to give me a second to get down here. All right. So if you look at the system we got here, you can see that it's highly detailed and highly functional. We do got the sway bar, and that's an adjustable sway bar on there. We got the coil over adjustable shocks. We got the disc brake setup. Once again, Master Power brakes. We got the triangular 4-link we're going to go around the other side and look at that. I had to take that 9-inch Ford rear end, and I had to weld the brackets on, that bracket there and that bracket there. I had to dismantle the rear axle. When you see the video on that, you are not going to believe it. The grease that was in that thing was not grease. It was basically mud. And when I say mud, it was Moab mud. If it would have stayed in there any longer, it would have turned to concrete. It took me 2 days to clean that housing out where it would actually be usable. Now, I believe that the gear ratio on this rear end is the factory gear ratio that came from the factory, so it's a number matching situation. Let's roll around to the front. We're going to look at the suspension on the rear and the front. Then I'm going to show you the subframe connectors and the crossover that I put in there, and I just did that yesterday. So let's roll around over here. And then we're going to come up here, and I'm going to try to get the rear suspension. If you look right here, you can see here's one of the links. That's the bracket that I had to weld on there. And then over here, here's another link right here that goes from the rear end over to the factory frame support area of the vehicle. And then, you can't see it, but where my hand is right here, that's a cradle that carries the rear end in it. Very, very unique. And once again, very, very precise. This is what you call SCCA racing material here. Very high tech. So we're going to swing around. And as you are looking from the front frame rail here all the way to the back, you can see where I installed the subframe connectors to make this car a complete 100% frame car. That is a weld-in operation. You cannot bolt that in. And what the bolts you're looking at, that is our cross member. Okay, this is our cross member tie-in. And I just got done installing all that yesterday. So yeah, very, very intensive, big job. And came out beautiful. I really love the Total Control products, chassis made by Chassis Works. And you can once again get a good gander at the bottom of the suspension on the car, on the front. It's just beautiful. And it's very Y2K compatible. And I believe that it's going to make this car run 1,000 times better than it was built at the factory. What you're looking at is just total performance package right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get these jacks out of here. Let me get back up here. Like I said, I know this is a boring video, but you know, there's nothing I can do. It's the walk around, the 8-year walk around of our Rustang. I think that it deserves, after being in my shop for 8 years, I think it deserves to get a complete walk around on what's going on. And once I set these wheels down onto the roll-arounds, it's going to be really exciting. Now, as you're looking at the car, I want you to look at that quarter panel. That quarter panel that you're looking at is brand new. I'm going to tell you about those in a second for all you guys that are replacing quarter panels, so just hang on. Let's go ahead and get this thing on the ground. And there it is right there. Unbelievable. I can't believe it. This thing is literally sitting on its own weight. Now, the front end's up in the air because we don't have a motor and transmission. Once the motor and transmission go in it, it'll level itself out, of course. But, I mean, I'm actually speechless that this is actually happening. I'm going to go ahead and do that, pat myself on the back. All the work that you see done to this car and everything that I've told you about, I'm the only motherfucker that's done it, me. None of my ex-employees worked on it. The only thing my nephew Dylan did is help me put that bracket on, because that was one of the times that I hired him back, and I believe that was the last time I hired him, and then he hit the fucking road. But I went ahead and finished all this. I did all this shit by myself. The only help I had was maybe the body shop girl. This is an accomplishment that's not just saying I did this, but it's also telling you that you can do it too. Let's do a quick walk around on the quarter panels and go from there. So if you look at the quarter panels, these are brand new. I'm going to tell you right now, these are from a company called Muscle Car GT. Pay close attention when I walk this to you. Look at the gap, the factory gap on that quarter panel down there. That's better than factory. Look at that. All right. Look at the way this quarter panel has fit to this car. This quarter panel will not need any body work whatsoever. This thing fit flawlessly perfect on the car. It went on like a tight glove. The same thing with this quarter panel here. It fit perfect and flawless and looks awesome. If you're looking for quarter panels for your Mustang or any body parts whatsoever, and I'll put the link in the description when I get to it. It's called Muscle Car GT. Now, these quarter panels cost $100 extra each, but they're the best fitting aftermarket quarter panel I have ever used in my life. We also went ahead and put mini tubs in the car, because if we look over there, I'm going to point at them. The owner's already got his wheels and tires. So he's got some big, fat, wide tires that go in the back. And so we went ahead and put the mini tubs in. And we also replaced all the floor in the trunk area. That's all brand new. And you can see how nice and professional it's been seam sealed. All right, I need to get the owner to send me a gas tank so we can put that in, make sure all that lines up. I got to redo these brackets. That's actually wrong. So I'll have to figure out how those actually go and then go from there. But you can see it's got brand new floors. Everything is brand new on this car, basically. When I got this car, it was the biggest rust bucket I ever saw. I almost told the owner, take it. I don't want to use it. I had to go all the way to Abilene, I believe. Abilene, Texas. No. Some town in Texas. I had to go all the way to Texas to get the factory hinges and a factory door for this car, because we found out that a 68 door is different than a 67, 69. 68 is a one-year door, and if you don't have a 68 door, then you'll never get it to line up. So we had to do that. I mean, this is an accomplishment that I just had to film this for everybody and say, don't shortchange yourself on anything, people. Don't shortchange yourself and say, I can't do that. That's too big. That job is too large for, I can't do it. I'll have to hire somebody. Don't shortchange yourself and be afraid to jump in to a project and start on it and finish it. My motto is, if you get frustrated, if you get pissed off, if you holler and scream and you get mad, walk away from it. Just walk away from it. Take a couple days off. Recapture your thoughts. Think about it. And I guarantee you that whatever is wrong with what you're doing, you're going to figure it out. You will figure it out one way or the other. Like I said, this is a big day for my friend Pete. The jack stands are going to go back in the corner. We won't need them for this car anymore. And the next step is, what are we going to do? The next step, what I'm doing today, is I'm going to fix this bracketry system here. That's actually a bracket for the interior. So I got to notch out the mini tub, and then there's this plate that goes down in there, weld that in, and then put this thing in that. And then once I get that done, you guys want to, anybody that's got a Mustang, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a company out there, and I'm going to turn this around. Let me show you what this is. This is let me get my glove. Hang on. Okay. We searched and searched and searched because we want to put a hydraulic clutch on this car. There's only one company that makes a hydraulic clutch system for your Mustang, and that's this company right here. It's called Mallwood. Tell them my friend Pete sent you and you'll get a discount. That's a whole clutch kit that comes with the clutch pedal, the hydraulic, comes with the reservoir. I mean, it comes with everything you need. Look at that billet aluminum reservoir that it comes with. And it comes with all the lines to hook up to your clutch, your throwout bearing, whatever. If you need a hydraulic clutch and you have an early model Mustang, check out this company here. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you're going to be shocked. A lady owns this company. She's the one that actually designed it and made it. So don't be afraid when you talk to her. But yeah, so I'm going to put this in next. But before I do anything else, after I get this welded in, I still got to fit the door into the left side. And then once all that's done, then I will go ahead and paint the dash. And we'll get the dash painted so I can put the steering, and I'll put the steering column in, I'll put all the steering in, and all the brake and clutch system in. So we still got a lot of work on this thing, guys. We still got a lot of work to do. It's not over yet. But I can tell you this, a lot of it's done. A lot of it's done. I'm proud of myself that I got this done. I had a lot of opportunities to tell the owner to go fuck himself and come get his car or have it hauled off. But I'm not that kind of guy. When there's situations that arise in somebody's life, you should always, be kind and generous to them. So I held out. I kept the car here at my shop for him. And we finally got back on it. And it's turning out to be a beautiful car. I'm just rambling on now and talking, so let's go ahead and finish this off and get her done. Okay, I want to thank everybody for tuning in on a Thursday morning, probably at work. And the car's going to look awesome. It's going to be badass. It is on all four wheels. It's a happy day over here. I got to get this done. I'm going to go ahead and work on that. But I want to talk about something else. YouTube has changed the way that notifications go to people about videos. So this is really important. If you're a subscriber or you want to subscribe to the channel, you must hit that little bell next to the subscribe. After you hit that bell, another bell will come up. Why they did this, I don't know. The stupidest thing I have ever seen. So whichever side it's on, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, another bell come up, hit that bell, and then you will be notified when my videos pop up. Ever since YouTube changed their bell system, notification system, I've been losing views on my videos. So it's really important, even if you're a subscriber and you're not getting any notifications anymore, or even if you are, please go over to that bell, hit the bell. Actually, it's over here, I think. Hit the bell, and then another bell pop up, hit that bell. That way you will get notifications of when I upload videos. This is Pete. It's a happy day on a Thursday today. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to ask everybody to please say a prayer for Minnie the Body Shop girl. She's going to the hospital next week to have a major surgery done. What that surgery is, she doesn't want me to say to anybody, but I would appreciate it if we got some prayers and pray for her. She's very nervous, very scared. She's lost a lot of weight, and she's just really not looking that good or feeling that good. So all the prayers that we can get from Minnie the Body Shop girl, that would be very, very helpful. And I'm going to go ahead and get back to work because we got a Mustang to finish. And the sooner we get this thing done, the faster this motherfucker's out of my shop, bitch. Plain and simple. My friend Pete, your friend Pete, right here, doing what I got to do to get it done. If I run into problems, I'm going to walk away from it, and I'm going to go ahead and get in this thing and go have some fun. And then when I'm all done having fun, bam, we're going back to work on that. We'll see you later. Take it easy. I'm going to go around the camera over here to turn it off. And I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. Please pray for Minnie the Body Shop girl. I'll keep everybody posted on my other YouTube channel, my friend Pete. And we'll see y'all later.